Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Julia. And this is a new documentary from directors Julie Cohen and Betsy West, focusing on the life and influence of Julia Child. And this film is something special, because every time they showed the cooking, and there's quite a few sequences in the film where they focus specifically on somebody making one of Julia Child's recipes, and you just see this glorious looking meal right in front of you, and it just whisks so many memories into your head, especially like this is what I experienced watching this film, of remembering like my mom making me paninis with like rotisserie chicken from Wegmans and some nice quality cheese, and put it in the panini press, and it just being such a comfort food and something that just brought back memories of like growing up. And this film is able to do that because it's all about child, but also love of food and this connection that people have with food, and her passion for it and what it did in terms of shaping American culture here in the United States to this love of food that was more than just like having something ready to go like Spam, or talking about Jello salads and stuff like that, but like this really got people wanting to cook and inspiring them that you can be a cook just shopping at the grocery store. It didn't need to be all this fresh fancy food, because like not everybody has access to that. And just how this documentary was able to capture that legacy and spark a feeling in me was so impressive and so meaningful, because you watch the rest of this film and it's a biography. It focuses on Julia Child. From the beginning, it starts with the grander scheme of things and the influence that she's had on all these celebrity chefs and all of her friends and just people in general. You see Julia Child at different ages in her life of her connecting with people, this gregarious being just soaking up all the social interaction. You see a beautiful love story, honestly, with her and her husband. There's a whole entire sequence where it just sparks this heart and focusing on how beautiful their relationship was. Her perspective on things, even if some of it was problematic at times, and then over time she was able to grow and learn and understand things better. There's a whole entire section with her perspective on homosexuality that was pretty eye-opening, but also inspiring that she can make those changes and grow from it. This film doesn't completely shy away from negative aspects of her life like documentaries like Pavarotti did, but it doesn't really dig into them. It kind of acknowledges that they're there, but doesn't really put a spotlight on them. This film is really focusing on her legacy, what she's been able to instill in people, and that lasting effect that she's had. And also what her life was like and how this all came about. I loved all the interviews, especially the one with her producer, where you really got to see behind the scenes on her show and all the crazy things they had to do to make it work. But also just her, and seeing beyond this personality that society saw. You got to see who Julia Child was. And she was a shrewd businesswoman. She wanted to make her money. She wanted her dues. And you saw those perspectives, especially with her friend from France who helped build this all up in the first place. She was a strong, independent woman who loved somebody in her life and wanted to have that love in her life, but was also a really successful businesswoman who made an incredible career for herself and becoming one of the most iconic figures in the United States zeitgeist, their culture, our society. Julia Child is one of the most recognizable figures in pop culture because she shaped how we looked at food. And this documentary is able to capture that and deliver it so poignantly. And in the end, Julia is an impressive, moving, engaging, and thought-provoking documentary, on an iconic figure that this film really did her justice. But those are my thoughts on Julia. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland Reviewer.